Good morning, America. Welcome to Lawyer Up. I'm your host, John Ting. Aren't we all refreshed? Hopefully by January 20th, we don't have to be surrounded by chaos anymore, but civility and compromise. It's actually possible. It's been done before. Now, thank goodness, third time's a charm for President-elect Biden. In this episode, I will share the main reasons why you should not expect a court to rule in Trump's favor for any of the lawsuits. Stay tuned all the way to the end. Both candidates made history. They both turned out the most votes in spite of a pandemic, and also while some states did not allow mail-in ballot voting, such as Texas. No, I'll leave that alone. But anyway, 75.2 million people voted for Biden, while 70.8 million people voted for Trump. The AP only shows 290 electoral votes for Biden, while CNN actually shows Biden having 276, which includes the 6 from Nevada. Now, both AP and CNN are actually cautious with that number. I believe both are being cautious about Georgia and North Carolina. At least in Georgia, the state officials mentioned that they're going to do a recount. Now, it's razor thin in Georgia as of November 8th, about 1:30 p.m. It shows about 10,000. They show about 10,000 margin difference there. Now, if Georgia officially goes to Biden, that'll bring him up to 306 electoral votes. And if somehow North Carolina goes to Biden, because right now it still shows slightly red, that will bring him up to 321 electoral votes. Now, when Trump beat Clinton in 2016, he won with 304 electoral votes. But it doesn't matter because 270 is enough. Now, here's a couple fun facts. It's the first time Democrats have won Arizona in 24 years. And first time Democrats would have won Georgia in 28 years. Here's a trivia question. Do you know if President Trump is the first candidate to have lost the popular vote twice, regardless of actual winning and losing? Well, he actually is the first one since 1888. And that was the candidate Benjamin Harrison. None of us would have known that. But President Trump is the first person in the 21st century, including the 20th century, to have lost the popular vote twice. That's very unfortunate for him. Of course, that's really going to hurt his ego. I think it all went downhill for President Trump when he decided to lie about the amount of people that attended his inauguration. And also when he didn't want a White House dog. What kind of White House family president doesn't want a dog? Not even a pet hamster? Very strange. Now, anyways, here are the main reasons why you should not expect the court to rule in Trump's favor for any of the lawsuits. Now, point number one, even if the case reaches the Supreme Court, why is Trump assuming that just because he nominated 3 justices to the Supreme Court that they're going to rule in his favor? Because they don't have to agree to even hear the case. There's a process called petition to certify. So they don't have to certify the case, meaning they don't have to hear the case at all. Isn't that funny? He probably didn't even understand that process. Now, more specifically, for a lawsuit to even reach that threshold or lawyers get the opportunity to even argue the case, that might not even happen because justices will want to review if this is even the issue at hand is a legal question that they can resolve. And sometimes it's not something that the court can resolve. They could just rely on the lower level, the appellate court, with its own decision and say, sorry, it's not a good use of our time because, of course, they've got so many other cases to hear. Point number 2, recounts only occur if it's less than 1% or 0.5%. And it really depends on a state too. Some states have automatic recounts if it's within a certain percentage, and some require a court order. Now, there's been reports, even if there was a recount, it'd only be a couple hundred or very minimal amount that could go to the other party because it could have been mistabulated. Now, right now we're talking about thousands of votes, not a couple hundred margin for any of the states. In addition to that, Trump needs essentially all the battleground states in order to get him through the threshold of 270. He needs specifically 56 electoral votes. So that could have included Wisconsin at 10, Arizona at 11, Nevada at 6, Pennsylvania at 20, whereas Biden only needed a combination of those states. He didn't need all of them. Now in Pennsylvania, there's a margin of 42,858 as of November 8th, about 1:30 p.m. And that is more than 1% of the votes and not subject to recount. So that's why President Trump and his team have filed a lawsuit, because they're going through a very far-fetched reason on a theory of fraud. In Arizona, Biden's lead is 28,500 votes. CNN hasn't called it. So Biden still has, they still have Biden at 279 electoral votes. Again, that's still over 270, but the more the merrier for Biden, because who knows, if some less than 1% chance that Trump wins one of these lawsuits, it'll just keep everyone at ease. But the AP called it and has Biden at 290 electoral votes. So point number 4, President Trump needs 56 electoral votes, and he needs all those states. Hence the reason why Trump has filed lawsuits in all these states. Arizona requires a court order for there to be a recount, whereas Pennsylvania requires less than 0.5% margin for there to be an automatic recount. And Michigan requires a less than 2,000 difference in the margin. So very few Republicans have actually supported President Trump in his theories of fraud, because they don't want to get the genie out of the bottle. They know that a lot of Republicans, voters, have actually still voted for them, whether it's for senator or state rep or house rep, because voters still voted for Republicans, but not for a Republican president. Now, point number 4, I'll throw this one out there: karma. How a person treats others is how they will be treated at some point in the future. Do you remember a time when you told that saying to your child, or you've heard that saying? I feel like I hear it all the time. At our next episode, we'll share what the heck happened in Texas races. Thanks for listening. Please leave a 5-star rating on podcast. Now in the comment section below, if you're watching on YouTube, please let us know what you're thinking about all these lawsuits. We really want to know what our viewers are thinking. In the description box below, we have all the lawsuits that we're aware of. So please check them out if you have time. If not, don't worry about it, because Trump's going to lose all of them anyway.